All right, we're back in the saddle here, just hearing the last vestiges of that train go by. What time is it? 10 to 6. Again, we don't typically do evening hikes, but this section was a tricky section. I had hoped to do this, so this is Tuesday. I had hoped to do it on the weekend. I'd hoped to do it on Saturday, but it rained. And then Sunday was really bright and sunny. So we did the next section, which is on the other side of the road, which we're going to be ending this hike on, which is known as the Sunshine Crossroads. We had to have a day like today. We needed some cloud and some overcast and things. And it was bright and sunny most of the day. I was at work though. There's a creek running into here. Yeah, we went and looked at this one. There was a metal culvert under there. But then it started to cloud over. We might get some rain tonight. So this is perfect conditions. Hopefully the video's turning out okay. Again, because we are going to the west, and the sun were to pop out, would be right sort of in the camera lens here. Usually we do our hikes in the morning. I'm a morning person. Okay, let's we're very close to the highway too. So this is the Trans-Canada Highway. Basically just up ahead in a little ways it actually splits. So it's called, technically the number is Highway 1117. Highway 11 continues to the west and goes towards Atikokan and eventually crosses into the United States. And then Highway 17 is the northern route that eventually ends up in Kenora and then crosses the border into Manitoba. So very busy, lots of transport traffic. You can see kind of what's going on here. The grades again been sort of pounded flat. There's lots of ballast and things on the side. Again, this line did see more upgrades than you know, the other abandoned line that's in the area, which is the Kinghorn, which I've spent a lot of time researching, simply because the Kinghorn was basically like a redundant route. Like, I mean, it didn't have tons of traffic. There was basically one train a day. In the periods in this history, like, there was a lot of trains running on this line, especially eastbound, going towards used to be Fort William, Port Arthur, now Thunder Bay. And you know, and again, in those years they're hauling iron ore pellets, right? I mean, so you got some pretty heavy trains. And so there needed to be some pretty, you know, some routine maintenance on this line, right, to accommodate the weight of those trains. What's interesting as well is that there was passenger service on this line for quite a number of years. I think it ended in the 80s. So you could still, there was still like a train that ran between Thunder Bay and Sioux Lookout. I don't know if it was a daily or a few times a week, but that was kind of, you know, kind of neat to see. We got a marker up here. So there is a culvert, and the reason why I marked it is there's actually, this is the first time I've seen one on this line. I see these on the Kinghorn all the time. So these are the markers for the culvert, and usually like probably they're gone off of here, but usually they on the Kinghorn anyway, they have the mileage on there. So each one of those markers has the mileage written on it. So basically they can identify each culvert by its mileage. Now that could have had mileage on it, but again, this line has been abandoned for 30 years, right? 30 years this month. So the 31st of May was when the company was given permission to abandon this line. And it had sat idle for about a year and a half. I think the last train that ran on here was in November of 1992. You can, if you go to my website, there's a link in the description. you can read about the abandonment process. So there's an online file from the Canadian Transportation Agency, and basically it talks about the abandonment of the line, and talks about the line and kind of what went on. I bet you, got a chunk of concrete here. I bet you this is, yeah, this is another one of those rail holders. So there's one there. Who knows where the other one is? But there's one there for sure. So again, we saw this in the segment on the other side. Potential. Basically, those were used to hold sections of rail, and you would find them periodically on the line. So they, when they had to make repairs, they had sections of rail at hand. All right, let's keep going here. Can't have too much further to go. This is not a particularly long section here. We do have a stop up here. We did go down. Lots of big embankments in this area here. Again, we're in the river valley of the Matawin here, and so there's this river, and there's lots of tributaries. And things like that. And so first of all, there's really good soil, right? So there's lots of sort of, I don't know if you saw that in the video, in parts where there's lots of gravel and lots of kind of clay, sandy soil, which is good for farming. So there are some farms in the area here, and so there's lots of tributaries that flow into the Matawin, right? So you can see there's water here. So you get lots of these big high embankments. Now, one of the things I didn't mention was when we were going east, I basically coasted the entire way down. Like, I don't think I pedaled at all. Like, I just coasted downhill. So we have this spot here. So we're gonna pause momentarily and go take a look at this. All right, so we've made our way down here on the south side of the grade. You can see the grade way the heck up there. We've got to be 40 feet down, something like that. I didn't bring the GPS with me. So what we have here is a lot of stuff going on. So basically we have this creek that's running underneath here. I'm guessing at one point there was a wooden box culvert, because you can see the remains of timbers here that have fasteners in them. So you can see this one here, it's got a fastener. There's a fastener over there. There's a beam right there. You can see there's a modern culvert that's been inserted in here. But again, at one time, this was probably a modern wooden box culvert. You can see that the culvert itself has been replaced before, because you can see that there's a chunk of culvert here. I guess it's a very common thing to throw garbage down where the creeks are, because my God, there's a lot of garbage here. These look like maybe ties here. There's a TV there. That's a piece of the charging tank from a well. That looks like a refrigerator. There's propane tanks. What the heck else is down here? Kind of sad to see all of this garbage kind of thrown down here. Unfortunately, you can see multiple propane tanks. There's a sled over there. There's a laundry basket. So all kinds of garbage down here. Anyway, so let's hop back up on the grade here. So, as I was saying, Conmee Junction is the elevation is where the bridge is 1097, so 1,097 feet above sea level. This spot up here, there's a spot just up here. I believe the elevation, looking at my GPS, because I calibrated my GPS, I think it's, hold on, sit here and guess. It's 1161. So essentially from where we were at Dog River Station, at Dog River Junction, to up here, there is a 64-foot difference in elevation, and we haven't traveled that far. Basically, if I think about it, I'll put the distance between there and here. It can't be more than a mile. So we've climbed 64 feet in that distance, right? You can actually see the elevation of the grade. And again, that was one of the issues with this line was, you know, the Canadian Pacific line was built through, and then the Canadian Northern line. So this one was kind of like the third wheel here, right? It was added afterwards, and so it didn't necessarily have the most ideal location, right? They basically had to put this line, you know, anybody need a wheelbarrow? Where there was room to put it. And, you know, this line actually climbs, it crosses up near Graham, which is like milepost 100. It actually crosses the height of land, so like 1,600 feet above sea level, right? So we've climbed a long way from where we were in Thunder Bay, right? So Lake Superior is about 600 feet above sea level. This spot again, just up here in this rock cut, is 1161. So there's lots of climbing that happens. Okay, maybe I should stop talking here and just zip you ahead until we get to this rock cut. Okay, so this is the last little stretch here, and so you can see this little bit of rock work here. It's not particularly long, it's not particularly high. It's maybe up ahead there, maybe it's 12 feet or so. And just up ahead is the road, which is the end of our exploration for today. So again, here you can see probably 12 feet or so. I'll let Luna drink some water here. Ditch water. Drink some water. Yummy. Is there another train coming? So this road up here, actually, I didn't realize was not added until later on. So on the 1959 topographic map, it doesn't show up. It shows up on the 75 one. So it was put in afterwards. Yeah, there's another train coming. Yeah, and I don't know which railway line it's on. All right, so we've arrived here at our destination. So this is known as Sunshine Crossroads. And so the grade here continues to the west. Again, we just did this section a few days ago on Sunday. And so the grade continues this way, passes Ellis Station, and then ends up at a place called Ellis Road. And then basically continues off to the north towards Flet Station and further on. So the Grand Trunk did have an alphabetical station naming. Dog River Junction, Dog River Station was an anomaly with that. Let's listen for a second here. We can hear the train. So in any case, it's already after 6 o'clock, so we have to head back home. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed today's exploration. It's a really cool section that we saw there, especially that old section of grade between Forbes Road and Dog River Junction. Again, we've done this next section of the grade, and but anyway, we will be back with more explorations in the future. So thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more episodes.